Hey guys, it's Chris and welcome back to another Game of Thrones sequel video. So it looks like that the Jon Snow series you've all heard about by now is legit. This has been confirmed by not only Emilia Clarke, but as I'm recording this video, George R. R. Martin himself has put out a post on his Not a Blog, and we'll go over that too, actually confirming this is legit and probably a lot further along than we think. So let's jump over here really quickly. You've probably heard about this already. Let's go over here to the interwebs here. We have BBC.com. This is where Emilia Clarke was interviewed about a play she's doing over here. And she's talking about the play up here and all the good stuff. But she was asked about Game of Thrones and this supposed Jon Snow sequel, which, again, the word sequel is really odd when talking about Game of Thrones. She talks about here watching House of the Dragon, which is set to premiere in August. Clarke will be watching and is fascinated to see what it'll be like before reflecting. It's going to be weird as hell. I'm going to watch this as a fresh viewer because it's set a bazillion years before our show, so it's going to feel different. And then in response to a story by The Hollywood Reporter, again, this is the original James Hibberd story that came out about the Kit Harington Jon Snow sequel. That Kit Harington will reprise the role of Jon Snow. Clarke says, "He has told me about it, and I know it exists. It's happening." Then, perhaps realizing she may have said more than she should have, she adds, "It's been created by Kit as far as I can understand, so he's in it from the ground up. So what you will be watching, hopefully, if it happens, is certified by Kit Harington." Which raises the question, would she ever consider appearing in a spinoff to Game of Thrones, or is she done with the dragons? "No, I think I'm done," she says firmly and laughs. Emilia Clarke is ready to move on. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. We know actors and actresses have lied before. After all, Jon Snow's still dead, right? That went on for 2 years, so it's not to say that she would never appear in it. I wish she would. That would be the way I'd be interested in it for sure. By the way, we're going to talk about this on Sunday on a live stream. We're going to get back to our Sunday live streams as we approach House of the Dragon. So we'll be talking about this show Sunday and the potential of what it could be, what it means, what they could do in this show since it is a sequel. Let's jump over here to George R. R. Martin. This is what is really exciting as far as the potential of this show, is because he's now confirmed, and not that I didn't trust Emilia Clarke, but he's going into a lot more detail about how far along it actually may be, because this was essentially a leak. So let's jump over here to the Not a Blog. This just came out a couple hours ago, and I was about to record this video. I realized this was out. I wanted to check and see, and George R. R. Martin has now officially commented Snow and other stuff. So he starts off here. These Not a Blog updates all seem to be turning to giant grab bags. Things pile up, and I'm way too busy to blog more often. I don't really have a spare moment today, truth be told, but I'm making one since the news has broken about the Jon Snow development, and I am being deluged with requests and comment. So, yes, there is a Jon Snow show in development. So there you go, right there. But let's get into a little bit more. He talks about The Hollywood Reporter here, the original story from James Hibberd, who broke this story, last week or whatever it was. And then let's skip on down here to get into the juicy stuff. Our working title for the show is Snow. There are 4 live-action successor shows in the development at HBO. Word got out about 3 of them some time ago. 10,000 Ships, the Nymeria show, helmed by Amanda Siegel. The Sea Snake, a.k.a. 9 Voyages, with Bruno Heller, and the Duncan Egg show, The Hedge Knight or The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, with Steve Conrad writing. I think some of these were officially announced. In other cases, news leaked out. These things always seem to leak, and he talks about here how everybody's got a source. Snow has been in development for almost as long as the other 3, but for whatever reason, it was never announced, and it never leaked until now. So this has been around for a while. We've known about Duncan Egg. We've known about, 10,000 Ships with Nymeria and the Rhoynar, and the possible Corlys Valyrian Sea Snake show as well for quite a while now. So this has been around since then. But here you go. But yes, it is true. This was not an official announcement from HBO, so it seems this was another leak. I did a long interview with James Hibberd last week for the big House of the Dragon story that Hollywood Reporter is planning. At the end of the call, I asked a few questions about the spinoffs. Is it possible one of the spinoffs is a sequel rather than a prequel, he asked. I answered no comment. Then he asked, is it possible for a member of the original cast is attached? Again, I answered no comment, and that was all. But plainly, he found someone more forthcoming than me, who I don't know, and I suspect I never will. A good journalist protects his sources. There's not much more I can tell you, not until HBO gives me the green light. It seems, though, as Emilia Clarke has already mentioned, this Snow was Kit's idea in a recent interview, talking about the article we just talked about. So that part of the article is out. Yes, it was Kit Harington who brought the idea to us. I cannot tell you the names of the writers, showrunners, since that has not been cleared for release yet, but Kit brought them into his own team, and they are terrific. So this already has showrunners and writers and all this good stuff. This is a lot further along than we thought. Various rumors are floating around about my involvement or the lack of the same. I am involved, just as I am with the Hedge Knight, the Sea Snake, and 10,000 Ships, and all the animated shows. Kit's team have visited me here in Santa Fe and worked with me and my own team of brilliant, talented writer consultants to hammer out the show. So Kit has met with George R.R. Martin. This happened obviously a while back. Kit brought in his own team of writers, it seems, so he's really going to be a probably executive producer on this thing. All 4 successor shows are still in the scripting stage. Outlines and treatments have been written and approved. Scripts have been written, notes have been given, and second and third drafts have been written. So that far, that's all. This is the way television works. Please note, nothing has been greenlit yet. There is no guarantee when or if it will be any of these shows. The likelihood of all 4 series getting on the air, well, I love it, but that's not the way it works usually. So there you go. I mean, straight out of the horse's mouth here from George R.R. Martin, he basically says this is a lot further along than we thought, and that Kit Harington is involved. He approached them about it, and then obviously he brought in his own team, which I find interesting as well. So there you go. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The Jon Snow show is real. I said in my original video, I talked about it last week, I was like, it's, you know, the James Hibbard's been wrong before. Where he talked about a Robert's Rebellion prequel. You know, there's certainly some issues with some of that stuff, but I said immediately it was pretty ballsy if you're going to report a story that you're not 100% sure about and attach Kit Harington's name to it, because obviously Kit Harington can come out and say something on his own. He can have one of his people come out, whatever it may be. And, you know, I thought it was pretty ballsy to say Kit Harington's attached or involved in, you know, a Jon Snow sequel show, when before, of course, George R.R. Martin had always said there will not be any sequels. But turns out, so the more I thought about it, basically, the more I thought about him actually putting his name out there with it, not just there may be a show in development type of thing, which is all speculation, that it was probably more than likely true and not just, you know, some hype for House of the Dragon. HBO wants Game of Thrones back. They want to see if they can kind of do a season 9. They always wanted more seasons, and this will be not a season 9, so to speak, but they can maybe bring in some other characters. I think they almost have to. It'd be really interesting to see what this is going to be, but we'll discuss this Sunday on a live stream. We're going to start our live streams back up for House of the Dragon, because obviously we'll be doing the post-show live streams when it comes out in August. And I want to get it together and talk about Sunday, at least, before we get into House of the Dragon stuff, what this show could possibly be about. It'll be all speculation, obviously, because there's no source material here, and I guess that's why it's so surprising. And will Emilia Clarke return? Could they bring her back from the dead like they did Jon Snow himself with Kinvara, like we've always said we wanted to see happen since the ending of Game of Thrones? Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. This is legit. What do you think about George R.R. Martin commenting on this? Are you interested in this type of show as far as being a sequel? If they can possibly kind of sort of fix some things. I don't know if they will. I don't know where they're going. We'll speculate on Sunday about where they could go with this show, what Jon Snow could be doing, all that good stuff as well. So let me know what you think in the comments below. As usual, thank you for all the support, especially you guys on Patreon. Please consider supporting this channel by joining the channel, joining our Patreon community, and definitely hit that subscribe button and give us a like as well as we try to rebuild this channel and get to 100,000 subscribers. So again, thank you for your time today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.